Okay, so this is a video explaining how to find the minimum distance from a point to a line, that is a vector line. And it comes from question 4 here. So this is my line, ij plus t, I minus j plus k. Okay, so here is my line, L of t. And I know there is a point on the line, which is 1, 1, 0. And I know the direction of the line is I minus j plus k, because my line is a point plus t times the direction. And I have this other point, which happens to be the origin, 0, 0, 0. What I'd like to do is I'd like to find the distance, which is the distance which is closest to the line, and that's where that vector is going to make a right angle, because the distance to there is longer than the distance to there and longer than the distance to there. The shortest distance will be where you draw a line that makes right angles with the line. So I'm going to find that. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to call this point P, and I'm going to have the vector OP, and OP will represent any point along this line. So it's going to be O to P, which is going to be in the eyes 0 minus I might rewrite this line as being equal to 1 plus t in the eye plus 1 minus t in the j plus t in the k, which means from O to P will be minus 1 minus t in the I plus 0 minus 1 plus t in the j plus 0 minus t in the k, or negative 1 minus t in the I plus negative 1 plus t in the j plus negative t in the k. And that will represent any point along this line for different values of t. So if I then consider the direction of the line as being in that direction and the vector OP, I'd like to find out the value of P, the coordinates of this point, when it's the shortest or it's making a right angle. Which means if I do the dot product of OP dot D and I set that equal to 0 and find the t value. So OP times D, so it's going to be D, which is 1 times minus 1 minus t minus 1 times minus 1 plus t, and then plus 1 times minus t, and that's going to be minus 1 minus t plus 1 minus t, and that's going to be minus t. We've got 0 equals, the 1's disappear, minus 3t. When t equals 0, then we are here. And when t equals 0, that point happens to be 1, 1 and 0. So that's the point, which means my shortest distance, so the OP, when it's a minimum, will be I plus j, which is going to be the distance of the square root of 1 squared plus 1 squared. Root 2 is the minimum distance. What would that look like on your calculator? Well, what I'd like to do is I'm going to do the dot product of OP, and OP is math 3, this vector, where I've got a negative 1 minus t and I'll use x for t, comma, -1 plus t, and I'll use x for t, comma, -t, and I'm going to do the dot product with that one, interactive vector dot product with the vector. So that gives me minus 3x. If I take equal to 0, then obviously x is going to equal 0. And that's where I get my down to here. So that's how you do it.